This is a very unique garden that we're in right here at Farfields. I see a mix of some native, some old growth, more formal plantings, some medicinals. What is the purpose of this garden here?
Yeah, these gardens are a really beautiful blend of where the farm came from and where it's going. So some of these beds are more formal estate gardening, and then the ones we have behind us are more of like an edible medicinal forest garden. And we've blended them both, including some native, especially insectary plants, as well as weaving the medicinals in to kind of bring the farm up to speed with what the goal is now.
Right, right. So how else do you use the land here at Farfields? Ecological stewardship is one of your primary goals, right?
Yeah, Farfields Farm is a regenerative agriculture endeavor, and our main goals are to build soil, community, and support a culture that connects us to the land. And so we focus mostly on pasture-raised organic hens. We also raise pasture and grass-fed beef, as well as apothecary and gardens. We do organic vegetables, some log-grown mushrooms, and we specialize in native phenotypic plant nursery.
That's right.
So those are some of the physical products that we provide, but we also create a space for artistic, educational, and cultural events so that folks can really get connected with what we're doing here and be a part of it, because that's really critical to regenerating land and community. They're one and the same.
Absolutely, and it really seems that you get people to come out here, and all those creative touches are very, very evident. So why do you think that a space like this is so conducive to learn a diversified set of skills?
Yeah, well, I think people are really hungry for nature connection, as well as for really good food and ways to grow it in which will actually build soil for future generations. That gets people excited, and they want to be able to apply that to their own lives. And we wouldn't be able to make the impact that we have without really special partnerships, such as the one we have with Lilia Fuquen. We are really blessed to have her come here and bring the events to Farfields and the folks that live within this area.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this little garden tour. Why don't we finish our stroll and then hike up the hill to the Nautilus building and talk with Lilia now?
Okay, great.
All right. Well, Lilia, thank you so much for bringing us up to this beautiful vista. So you're looking at a whole watershed. You're looking at a diversified use of land. What is the work that you do to bring the land and people and food together?
I work with a project called the Food and Community Project. It's an initiative with the Virginia Humanities program. And we have the luxury of being able to breathe life into this little initiative that works with communities throughout the state to celebrate all of the different food ways, all of the customs, rituals, traditions, songs, stories, everything that surrounds our relationship with food. And we also try to bring communities together around food and the stories. And it's a really amazing job to do here in this incredible state.
Well, the work you do is so impressive, and what I love about it is that, as you said, it fills in those gaps of storytelling, of humanity, of bringing people together. The way that I found you was hearing about the Indigenous Foodways Project, and I'd love if you could share a bit about what that was.
Actually, so that's why we're here. They were the hosts of this incredible series of workshops that we held. And we brought together a number of chefs and other foodways practitioners from a number of tribes. We converged here and invited people from all throughout the community. And it was for 200 people. And
Wow.
These 2 days of workshops were to gather all of the materials and cook it together. And we did mostly outdoor fire cooking that was led by the chefs themselves.
So what foods did you include in that event?
Let's see. We made hickory nut milk, which is incredibly labor intensive,
Yes.
but but well worth
before.
it. Yep. An incredible salad with all sorts of greens, with dock and dandelion and all sorts of things that we found in the fields. Hawthorn berry jelly, wild caught rockfish. It was a huge spread
That
of
sounds
food.
incredibly delicious. Well, Lilia, identity has been such an integral part of the work that you do, and there's one island off the coast of Virginia that some may know of, some may not, Tangier Island. What's the work that you've done there?
So Tangier Island is right smack dab in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay, and the work that I have done there specifically is to document and preserve some of their life ways, which are directly related to food. So the watermen do a lot of crabbing. They're famous for their soft-shell blue crab, oysters, and eels. The island is sinking. It's becoming submerged in water. So that is an example of a Virginia foodway that will be, if not lost, completely changed, as everybody who lives on the island needs to relocate to the mainland.
Right. Well, a lot of the way that you present your work is through storytelling, and it seems that that's just a natural way that people connect over food. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about something that you have going on called Courageous Conversations.
Yes.
Okay.
So Courageous Conversations is it's a protocol. It's a program that was established, I believe, in North Carolina, but we have been partnering with folks in Floyd, Virginia. We offer a small grant to a family that has been nominated within the community to prepare their family signature dish or some legendary dish that has great meaning for them. And then we ask them to be the honored guests who stand up and tell the story of this particular food, this legendary dish. And in that way, we honor that family, their ancestral food way, and they share that with people that they normally wouldn't, and it creates these new bonds, these new areas of common ground.
But community involves the youth as well, and so what kind of work have you done with the youth through your program?
A number of things. So many of the workshops that we do, we have them be family friendly. But there was one that we did with a school in southwestern Virginia. They had a capstone project where they were taking the students on a multi-day walk through the mountains, and they were going to be ending up in Roanoke. And throughout this entire walk, they were going to be learning the ecological story, the cultural history, the political history. What Food and Community did was we teamed up with them, and at the very end, their last night, we partnered with a woman who is a storyteller and Creole chef, and she cooked over the fire, and as they emerged from the woods, she was standing there singing these incredible songs, welcoming them. So this was a tying together of all of these cultures that have touched those mountains, and the students got to be a part of it and inspired by it and see a different part than they had during their walk.
Well, Lilia, it's just amazing the span of things that you're doing, and it's really no surprise in the folds of these Blue Ridge Mountains that there are so many pocketed communities that are diverse, but you're on this sort of like foray and mission to tease them out and to share them, to build those bridges and connections. So thank you for all that you're doing, and thanks for bringing us out here today.
Thank you.